Hey everybody, welcome back to Dino Comics Forever, and today I'm going to give you my special report on Rotterdam Comic-con. And this video is just basically me, it's a speed run of me setting up my thing, my booth. I was lucky enough to actually order a table. They were pretty cheap actually in the Artist Alley. It was like 100 euros 22. It's 100 euros and 22 cents. And I have to say, I enjoyed myself quite a lot. I mean, this was one of the first cons that I actually came much more professionally prepared. I mean, I got my business cards. I had small prints of everything. I even had a bright red tablecloth just so I could, really stick out. And I have to say, it was one of my more successful cons. I mean, I made a lot more money than I expected to, and I kind of made a lot less money. I made a lot less money than I wanted to. But then again, with these things, when it comes, I think you kind of have to aim a bit lower than you want to kind of be pleasantly surprised. Because, I mean, eventually, everyone's dream is to, go to these things. Well, it's every artist's dream to go to these things, make a hell of a lot of money, and or get discovered. Sadly, I did not get discovered. But you know what? Who cares? I was there for fun. And one of my big sellers was my Deadpool and Baymax, which I call Deadmax, or Kawaii Bitch. And I'm actually planning on making a follow-up to that, called Kawaii Motherfucker. Just need to figure out what to do exactly. And one of the things I really enjoyed about this con was meeting all these great and new artists. I'll put their links in the description below. And I just have to say, they were the nicest people you'd ever meet. And they were just so talented. I mean, I'm always flabbergasted with just the degree of talent lots of unknown artists have, and it's actually a big shame that nobody really knows them, or nobody knows them that well. I mean, thank God for the internet that they actually have a outlet so that people can find out who they are and what they do. But I have to say, my one critique about Rotterdam Comic-Con was the fact that my station was right across from the goddamn karaoke machine. My God. And the thing is, on Saturday, it was fucking loud. I had to scream at my clients most of the time. And I mean, I normally scream at my clients if they don't buy something, but I mean, it breaks my heart if I have to scream at my clients who do buy something. Then I just feel mean. And it wasn't just, I don't mind the anime and cartoon theme songs. I thought that was great. It's just, in Holland, Dutch people have the nasty habit. Well, in Holland, there's a nasty habit of playing the most cheesy and lamest party songs imaginable. I'm not going to put any links because I don't want to spread that poison. That's just my opinion, okay? Okay, it's fun to see people embarrass themselves, but it just gets so annoying. Because it's just so loud. And I mean, even people at the back could hear it. But you know what? It's done, so thank God for that. And you know what? I am definitely going to do this again next year, because I thought this was amazing. It was great. And it actually, people before were actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Apprehensive and a bit tense about coming to Rotterdam Comic-Con, because they always have one or two things to say about the organization of it all. They're saying, like, it's messy, it's not really well planned out. But come on, what the hell? I thought it was brilliantly done. I mean, the placing of everything was very well thought out. And above all else, it was just, a very pleasant time. They really knew how to cater to both the artists and the guests. And if it wasn't for them, I would have never met one of my new heroes, Stephen B. Scott, who actually worked on Batman, and that was amazing. I mean, I'm always a bit tense and scared to show my work to the real pros, because I'm always scared that they're gonna tear it to pieces. But then again, if you don't see what the pros have to think about your work, you'll never learn. You'll never improve. And he said the nicest things, and I really hope I get to meet him again. And if there are any other artists out there, I do encourage you to actually, put yourself out there some more. Do take that step and show your work to the professionals. In the beginning, they will say some stuff that you don't really like, and it's going to hurt you, and it's going to give you a bit of a heartache, but you know what? No, you have to try it. I mean, nobody learns from only hearing the good stuff. You learn from hearing a lot of bad stuff, and then you find out what you need to improve. I mean, if it wasn't for these pros, I would have never learned to practice anatomy, to practice perspective, and that would have, never my comic would have never gotten to the point where it is right now. And I have to say, the turnout for Dutch Comic Con, for Rotterdam Comic Con, was phenomenal. It was bigger than I anticipated, and I mean, the organizers of this event, they get a lot of crap, and they really shouldn't, because it was just brilliantly done. I mean, okay, yeah, my one critique about the karaoke station, but you know what? I got a lot of foot traffic, and that was the important part for me. So, if there are any other artists in Holland who are looking for what's it called, a venue to display their work, I strongly recommend Dutch Rotterdam Comic Con, or any sort of thing that has con at the end of it in Holland, because in my opinion, those have always been a success whenever I participated in. And I mean, I love the fans, not just comic book fans, but movie fans, TV fans. They are all so nice and so creative. I mean, I got to see a lot of cool cosplay, and that's something I'm always excited about when it comes to these conventions, cosplay. And you know what? I am super excited about next year, but most of all, I am really excited about the next con I'm going to, Dutch Comic-con in Utrecht. And if anybody's interested, please, by all means, stop on by and check out my booth. And actually, it's not just a booth, it's a huge-ass table, which is what I call the Dutch Artist League Square. We're right by the food court, And I think it's a good place to be, because, I mean, that way we get a lot of foot traffic, and people can kind of mosey on by when they're tired, because, I mean, that's the thing about these cons. You get tired fast, and the last thing you see is usually where you want to go to relax, and if my booth is there, that's perfect, because that way people will take more time to check it out. So, a strong recommendation to any aspiring artists: save up and get yourself a table at any of these cons. And when it comes to selling, always display your work, be friendly to your clients, and above all else, don't be too pushy. Just they're there for to have a good time, and you're there to have a good time. So just make sure you don't push anything on them. And thanks you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.